Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. I am Nisha Shetty and I'm delighted to be a host for this very special event. First of all, I have to admit this, that I have a very lovely gathering in front of me today. I can see so many handsome men and some gorgeous women in the audience, but what I see lacking is a beautiful smile on most of your beautiful faces. So can we start the evening by just showing off our pleasant smiles? Can we do that? Can we do that? And I have to tell you this, that your presence itself has spread some amazing vibes in this award ceremony. Hence, before anything else, I request you all to give a huge round of applause for yourselves. Come on, put your hands together for yourselves. Thank you so much, everyone, and a very special thank you to each one of you for joining us here today. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we all are here to celebrate some of the best talents in the wedding photography from across the country. A lot has changed in wedding photography in the past decade alone, and we believe that in some measure, better photography has been instrumental in bringing about that change through the magazine and through the institution of the Wedding Photography of the Year Awards. The mission was to build a credible platform, recognize talent, and award excellence from different parts of the country. The Sony Better Photography Wedding Photographer of the Year 2018-2019 Awards is the 8th edition, and this edition has received more traction online than any other award Better Photography has conducted in the past, and possibly and plausibly more than any other photography award in the country. Hence, on that note, let's give Better Photography a thunderous round of applause. Come on. And ladies and gentlemen, in fact, we are live streaming this show on all our social media platforms. And also, please do not forget to use the hashtag WPOY19 when you upload any post of this event on our social media platforms. Before we move forward to the awards themselves, we must mention our primary and title partner, Sony. Their support to achieve the new heights this year has been instrumental. We have a very special guest here amongst us today, this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hiroyuki Tokuna-san, Head, Digital Imaging Business, Sony India, who is our keynote speaker for the evening. Please join me in welcoming him with a thunderous round of applause.
Once again, namaskar, namaskar, and namaskar. Correct? Oh, thank you. So, this is the second time to make a speech in front of the big audience today. I don't know why, but this is the first time to make 2 times of the speech in my life. In front of such audience, I don't know what to say. May I speak same things as we have done this morning? Once again, well, I don't know what to say. But what I have to say is that we are very glad and then very honored to be a part of this great event as a wedding photographer of the year from the Better Photography. And then, yeah. So as a Sony, how we can support the photographers, especially for the wedding photographers, always think of it. When I start work in India 3 years back, the first time I supported and supported a big event was the PEP, initiated by Joseph Radick here with us today. So I'm also glad to be here with him today. And then at that time, I remember the speech I made it. So if I can say that same things, because our mind is still keep same things. As Sony, the brand itself is very good, but most of the people, what do you think about Sony? They might say, oh, TV, Bravia, Xperia mobile phones, PlayStation, Sony Music, Sony Pictures. But if we talk about the camera, our brand itself is not as big as other categories. So we are the challenger. Then in front of the photographers and videographers, we all respect all the photographers, videographers as an artist. So what we can support them, we can provide the best tool for them to control the light. Like other artists, musician needs some guitar or pianos, painter needs a brush and paint. So they need a camera to control light. How we can make this tool better? So throughout the last 3 years, we have been interact with all the photographers and videographers as much as possible, and then listen the voice from them, what they need, what they require. So we have developed the recent our product with the full frame, Alpha 9, Alpha 7R Mark III, Alpha 7 Mark III. So all the product has been, the voice from the photographers are integrated, especially from the voice from India. This is truth. Frankly speaking, our engineers listened the voice and then brought back the feedback in Tokyo to proceed the development in Tokyo. And then they have tested the fine-tuned adjustment based on the feedback we got from India can be adapted, applied for all over the world, like US, Europe, some other Asian countries. It worked. That's why we have now become #1 full-frame camera manufacturer in all over the world. That's the fact. So, taking this opportunity, I like to appreciate all the support and they give us a good thought, mind, feedback to develop our good product with the innovation from Sony. So today, as one of the big fan of wedding photography in India, I'm looking forward to seeing the nice, great images to be shown here. So please have a great night, have fun. So, Dhanyavad.
Thank you so much, Tokuna-san. Can you give a huge round of applause for Tokuna-san, please? So now, ladies and gentlemen, in order to take this beautiful evening forward, it gives me immense honor to invite on stage Mr. K. Madhavan Pillai, our Chief Editor, Better Photography.
Thank you so much all of you for coming. In fact, I see a lot of faces, friendly faces, and people who I happen to know from across many, many years of being in this field. I want to introduce you to a gentleman who is going to speak next. In fact, this particular gentleman has donned many different hats. Perhaps it might come as a surprise to some of you that this particular gentleman that I'm talking about was a waiter at the Taj at the start of his life. He was a photographer, a hugely popular photographer, who did many, many large assignments, who is an extremely accomplished theater artist. I have seen two of his plays, who's an extremely humble gentleman, and whose roles in Bollywood defies description. Now here's the thing about the connection between better photography, wedding photography, and Bollywood. So much of the weddings that we have nowadays, the big fat Indian weddings, to even the tinier middle class, to the tiny weddings that happen in villages, a lot of these weddings today are emulating Bollywood. So without saying anything more, let me introduce you to Mr. Boman Irani. He's with us today. Mr. Boman, please. Thank you so much for being with us. It makes this evening very, very special.
Thank you, Madhavan. Thank you so much. Good evening. I'm going to make this short. I've been told to speak for 45 minutes. Sorry? Oh, 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, I take it back. How are you all? Nice to see you here. It's wonderful. It's wonderful being here. It's been a little tight day for me, so unfortunately I've been running around, but I'm glad I made it. I'm so proud I made it. It takes me back to where it all began, and it kind of humbles you in the nicest way possible. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you for making sure that I came here today. How is everyone? Okay, Mr. Tokuna, thank you so much for the wonderful speech and encouraging our young photographers. My name is Boman Irani. A few of you may not know who I am, so I'm just going to make it clear. Must never take anything for granted, right? And I'll tell you a little story about that. Always start with a joke, they say. I was on a flight once, and I was wishing people as they enter, much like airline staff, which need a lot of support these days. And one guy, the loudest, rudest type of person, walks in with his cell phone, talking loudly. And then he spotted me, so I got a little kick because he recognized me. He said, "Oh, my favorite actor, my favorite actor, my सबसे दुनिया का favorite actor, मेरा दुनिया का सबसे favorite actor." And then he tells the guy on the phone on the other line, said, "मैं उनसे बात करवाता हूँ. I'm going to make him talk to you." I said, "Bloody some cheek." Finally, he came to me in my ear and loudly said for the whole plane to hear, "Bhai sahab, आपका नाम क्या है?" From that day on, I never take anything for granted. So, anyway, having said that, I'm an actor. A little of my story was given away. I used to be, before I was a waiter, I used to be a shopkeeper. I used to make potato wafers, potato chips. And then I wanted to become independent, so I became a waiter. Proud 2 years at the Taj Mahal Hotel. And then my mom had an accident, so I had to get back to the shop. And for many, many years, while I was at the shop selling chips as a shopkeeper, I had this little monkey sitting inside me that was dancing around wanting to do something creative. I used to go through all the magazines in the world which used to buy off the street and look at wonderful cameras and say, I would want to be a photographer. And in those days, correct me if I'm wrong, but photography was a rich man's hobby. It was. It was a rich man's hobby, and people said, "You're buying a camera, you've just got a family, you take care of your family first." And I said, let me make some money out of it. So what did I do? I started doing wedding photography. And I'm going to make an admission, and I'm not ashamed to say this, but I was a terrible wedding photographer. The reason being is because I hated the job. And I'll tell you why I hated the job. And I'm going to blame myself for doing this. And I'm going to kick myself in my pants for doing this. Why I hated the job was because I felt it was not a job with dignity. Because people used to snap their finger at you. Hey guy, drunken guys, telling you what to do. And I said, no man, I'm made for better things. But looking at the photographs out there and what I've been seeing for the last 8 to 10 years, and in no small measure, revolutionized by so many photographers, and I'd like to mention Prakash and my dear friend Joseph Radhik for this wonderful change in the last 10 years, that today it must be one of the proudest places to be as a wedding photographer, just by the art that you've put in your work. I cannot tell you. I kick myself for not having the vision or the imagination to see that wedding photography is just the most dramatic thing that you could ever shoot. You get everything. It's like drama. It's like a movie. There's joy, there is celebration, there's color, there's crying, there's drama, there is whatever else you want. It's all there waiting for you. I think it would be even more interesting to go and visit these houses after 6 months. You'll get real drama after that. when I was invited for this wonderful evening, and it's such a beautiful evening, so wonderfully done. I first hesitated simply because it said wedding photography, which meant that it reminded me of my own wedding 34 years ago, and that's not a very pleasant memory. Nobody laughed at the joke, never mind. But what has made it even more special for me is, as I walked in, very solemn because everybody's sitting like good boys over there, good boys and good girls, and I walk into this wonderful table where I've been asked to sit, over there, and I walk into all my heroes, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that table. There's Swapan Mukherjee over there. Ian Pereira, Madhur Shroff, Nupen. Please stand up, please stand up, please stand up. Nupen, Madhur. Girish Mistry is at this table. Am I missing someone? Hari Babu, Hari Mahidhar, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, what stalwarts? What stalwarts? Please stand up, each and every. If I've not mentioned someone, I apologize. Rupan, God bless you, Ian. Please have a big round of applause. These are my heroes. They should be your heroes too. These are my heroes. I'm going on as if I'm much younger than them. I'm not. I'm older than a couple of them, but that's okay. But having said that, better photography. I was going through the images outside. Madhur was whispering in my ear. Madhur talks all the time. He doesn't keep quiet. Madhur, laugh, yaar. It's cracking a joke. But you're like too serious. And the one thing he told me was, so difficult to judge, so beautiful. And I can't tell you that I am today, I've done campaigns, some good, some not so good. I've shot faces over the years. I've shot many images over the years as a stint as a professional photographer. But today, with the evolution of what was a dead-end job as a wedding photographer, today it has become this beautiful place to be. Today, I am proud to be a photographer, thanks to you. I'm truly proud to be a photographer. I can go on and on. I'm a little emotional because of where I come from and what I'm doing, and reminds me of who I am and who I was. And all I can say is that what you said, Mr. Pillai, you said that we are very happy that we're getting entries from far-flung areas now, instead of only those destination weddings. It is the emotion that needs to be captured. It is the country's culture that can be captured, the different kind of people that make up for the fabric of India. And that fabric of India can be seen through this wonderful evening and your work. I am humbled today. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for having me. God bless you all. Good luck.
Thank you so much, Mr. Irani, for gracing this occasion with your presence. It's always a pleasure to hear you speak, and I have heard Sir share his story time and again. I know his love for photography, and there's one quote that I very strongly remember that I heard in one of your speeches, that when you have fire in your belly and when there is passion in your soul, nothing and no one can stop you from achieving your goals. Thank you so much, sir, for inspiring us all the time. Let's give sir a thunderous round of applause once again. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have received thousands of entries, over 29,000 images from across the country in 7 separate categories. 6 of these categories are common to the awards year after year, and between them, they encompass every kind of image made at weddings. The 6 categories are bride and groom portraiture, family and friends, emotions, behind the scenes, still life or finer wedding details, and a category for essay titled Photo Series from a Single Wedding. The first 5 categories were for single images, and the 6th photo essay category involved a minimum of 6 and up to a maximum of 12 images from one wedding as a single entry. So ladies and gentlemen, these images had to be uploaded in a sequence of viewing. The winners of these 6 categories eventually participate in a unique live photography face-off where they need to pit their skills against each other to vie for the final title of Sony Better Photography Wedding Photographer of the Year 2018-2019. This year, we introduced a 7th and a very important category in partnership with PhotoQuip India, who both represent and manufacture the famous brand of photographic lights and lighting accessories, Elinchrom. This 7th category is the Joy of Light by PhotoQuip. This is a standalone award for single images in which photographers have used artificial ambient light or photographic light to enhance their subjects and show their subjects in the best light. When the number of entries is that large and when the genre encompasses so many different approaches, styles, trends, aesthetics, techniques, and ways of seeing, we need a system in process, judging, and back-end support that is able to keep up to that large number. The first round of judging involved 56 jurists. Some of them are experienced wedding photographers, but we also have fine art photographers, leading portraitists, commercial photographers, award-winning photographers, national-level photo editors from the largest publications and agencies from across the country, and eminent curators of photography. And well, since the ones who give you your paycheck are the ones who finally judge the merits of a photographer, we also have a few newlywed couples who are photographers themselves as judges. Our 56 judges selected the top nominees in each category. This year, we added a new round of judging. Each nominee was asked further to submit a portfolio. These portfolios were then looked at and graded by 5 stalwart photographers, each with different eyes and aesthetics, and critical almost to a fault, I might add. So ladies and gentlemen, let's please give a huge round of applause for our 5 judges. Let's begin with Swapan Parekh. It is somewhat difficult to describe Mr. Parekh. Internationally acclaimed, he is a world press photo judge with a vision that can only be described as profound. In many ways, he is a pioneer and brilliant across genres. Fawzan Hussain, a lifetime in photojournalism, street and documentary photography, has seen him publish 2 very beautiful books, Between Bombay and Mumbai and The Silver Screen and Beyond. He also has some of the finest documentary work at wedding as a part of Mumbai's communities and culture. Let's give him a huge round of applause. Our third judge in the panel, V. Venkataramana. He is one of India's biggest influencers in commercial wedding photography and a creator of trends. He is also known to be a mentor and friend to many significantly emerging wedding photographers across the country. He is also a Sony artisan. Let's please give him a huge round of applause. Our 4th judge, Shantanu Shiore, founder and dean of the One School Goa, is also one of India's rare legends in commercial, fashion, advertising photography, and ad filmmaking. He is equally an extremely versatile fine art portraitist. And finally, the 5th judge is quite special. Vivek Victor Sequeira is a 2-time main title winner of Better Photography, Wedding Photographer of the Year. What was quite outstanding about his achievement is that he was also a category winner 4 times in 4 separate editions and all in separate categories. And recently in December, he also photographed both the Ambani weddings. Let's please welcome him with a huge round of applause. So all our 5 judges had the difficult task of selecting the winners in each category, but Who better to speak about this entire journey so far than none other than Mr. K. Madhavan Pillai. Ladies and gentlemen, please join your hands and welcome him on stage once again.
The journey so far with the Wedding Photographer of the Year Awards has been extremely, extremely emotional, I would say. When Nisha spoke about credibility, there is one aspect, that's the aspect of the mission, but we have a vision for building credence. Well, that credence is from within the community of wedding photographers, but it is also about building a certain level of recognition for the talent that wedding photographers bring amongst the rest of the audience as well. This journey has been very, very strange, in fact, in some ways, because when we first began, the very first edition of the Wedding Photographer of the Year Awards, we came across a situation where we received entries locally. You know, most of the entries that we receive are from the bigger cities, and most of the entries that we received were from generally largish weddings. But a lot of that has changed over the years. And very significantly, let me give you a few examples of what I mean by credence and how we achieve that credibility and the credence factor in this wedding. I think, I don't know if, is Ranjan Zingade in the crowd? Ranjan, are you here? Ranjan Zingade was the very first winner of WPOY, and this was back in 2010. I remember at that point of time, Ranjan was one of the few participants who actually shared his equipment with everyone, with all the other participants. Over the years, since he won the award, Ranjan has gone from strength to strength to strength and now operates a business in 3 different countries as a wedding photographer. I remember Anil Patil. Anil, are you here? Ah, there he is. He's sitting right at the back. Anil Patil is here. When Anil Patil, so what reminded me about Anil Patil also was what Mr. Irani did when he actually came onto the stage. He touched the stage and put it to his head. When I remember this, Anil Patil, Anil, when you actually entered the face-off round, and just before entering that area, you touched the ground and put it to your head. It reminded me of many things. It reminded me that wedding photography is not just any genre of photography. It's so much of a responsibility, a tremendous responsibility, especially when you have to consider that the couple that you're shooting, or the families that they're shooting, they need to be documented in such a way, they need to be photographed in such a way that is going to go down into their photo albums and be seen for generations and generations to come. At least 4 generations, maybe 5 generations will see those pictures. And remember your parents, remember their grandparents, they remember their great-grandparents, in fact, even. And how? When a photographer really looks at a wedding scenario, there are 2 things that become very important, very relevant. One is that the photographer is actually doing a job, it's an assignment, and it's the responsibility of the photographer to ensure that those moments are captured. But there is something else as well. I've experienced this, and if you ask anybody who's, who has been on the other side of the camera at a wedding, okay, the families of the bride and the groom and the bride and the groom themselves, you will notice that they are trying to look at their own wedding. They're trying to look at what else happened at the wedding, because they were all very involved in the function, in all the, the various rituals, that they themselves could not really enjoy the wedding. And they are looking at it from the photographer's eyes. Now, that aspect of wedding photography is actually something that no other form of photography really enjoys. That somebody is going to look very intimately, very, very deeply at what the photographer has seen through his eyes, and that sort of responsibility is really huge. Really, really huge. Now, this is something that we want wedding photographers to understand, and we would like wedding photographers to, really, really imbibe that this is the kind of responsibility that they truly have. And that is one of the biggest reasons why this award was instituted, to give photographers a chance to showcase their talent, showcase their work, and to put ideas like these across to them. Regarding this particular edition of the awards, let me say that it's been a journey that started about 3 years ago, and I must say that I am very, very happy, very, very thrilled to see that entries have come from the smallest of towns, very, very tiny little weddings, rural weddings, where there's not much more than a little hut and the couple, and probably the bride has bought a sari after how many years, and then they're just exchanging. The son-in-law, or the mama is lighting a cigarette for the groom. Small, tiny things which happen in the night. Maybe 20 or 30 people have gathered there. I mean, there was one particular photo essay that is going to remain in my mind for a very, very long time to come. And in the end of that particular photo essay that I saw in this edition of the awards, it all ends in the morning. Very early in the morning, the break of dawn. And there's this little band of people with some drums who are just drumming, and they're just sitting there. It was so beautiful. Entries like this came from all corners of the country. From Mizoram. I remember photo essays from Mizoram, from Meghalaya. I'm seeing photo essays from tiny little villages in Bengal. Photo essays from Tamil Nadu. From places that we've never heard of before, to be quite honest. We even wonder, okay, is this really a real place? And we look it up, and yes, it is true. It's there. There's a place like that actually exists in India. Maybe 200 kilometers away from Chennai. And that is what has made this particular edition of the Wedding Photography Awards really special. Because there have been entries from all over, and for all of them, since this is especially being live casted, from all of them to all these photographers, I would like to say that this is a platform for you. It is a platform that will showcase your talent, that will recognize your work for what it is. I would like to, why are photographers from those areas, those kind of photographers who come from these little towns and villages are very important to me, personally. Not because of some strange fascination, but I really truly believe that photography coming from those areas have a huge, huge role to play in the future of photography. Now, this is something that I wrote last month without actually intending it to be, spoken out here. But just let me read why I think that kind of photography is so important, and why I think it's very important for the future of photography in India. Now, this is equally important to realize. These factors that I'm going to read about is also it's important for wedding photographers to understand the practical importance of what they're really doing. This is something that I wrote in the last edition of the magazine, and I'm just reading excerpts of it here. So it may sound a little disconnected. Practical purpose cannot be separated from photography, and we must understand that this is the reason for photography to become essential, affecting every area of our lives, whether we know it or not. But why is the lowest common factor so important for the future of photography? It is oft said that photography is a commonly understood language with its own grammar, syntax, and purpose. When a language becomes extremely rooted with common understanding, this is when the appreciation begins, and people with something to say gain a voice. This is when the thinkers and poets emerge from within realities so plain that they don't just fade away. In fact, they become impossible to ignore. Still images may now never surpass music or cinema as practical entertainment for the lowest common factor, as a means of escape, intellectual or otherwise, or of fantasy. But the place of photography is very different. Photographs, as moments trapped within a frame, have the power to trap both the subject and the viewer within it. So more than a means of escape, it's a way to trap the mind. Potently, it latches onto memories and hinges onto identity. I find an odd sort of disparity especially in the Indian context, where photographic art, especially in its documentary forms, and let's understand that photography is documentary in a very foundational sense, but it also can be so much more, is distinctly devoid of emotions, but is expected to connect with a very emotional audience in India. Here I'm referring to photographic art, other forms of photographic art, which get displayed. But there are two forms of photography in India that become very, very important, that satisfy certain conditions. Very important conditions for the future of not just photography, but I would say even for the future of humanity. Good photojournalism, despite its oft moralistic gaze, connects in a direct, more powerful manner, as opposed to the art of photography, what we consider art photography. So does good wedding photography. Both of these forms are very purposeful. They are practice-oriented. That also satisfies the conditions of need and the recording of history. That satisfies emotional context and more likely to survive through succeeding generations in institutional archives and in family photo albums, and less likely to be completely forgotten. So this aspect of wedding photography that I've just spoken about, three conditions that are met. Purpose, there is a purpose, there is a reason why you're shooting there's a reason why the people who you're shooting really need those pictures. The second is the recording of history and the recording of culture. An active recording of culture. Every single wedding has got rituals and religion, and it's got these little aspects to it, these little things, and they get recorded in the process. And these images are not just simply forgotten. They are shared. They are saved in albums. And a lot of times these albums actually reach grandchildren over the years, in some cases over centuries. So this is something that I find is the most exciting aspect about wedding photography, that it satisfies some of these conditions. So to all the winners and all the nominees, I'm sure that there are some nominees over here, to all the winners, to all the nominees, to the grand title winner, please keep this in mind. This is a message that you need to take forward. This is an extremely, extremely, extremely serious profession that you're in. It's a lot bigger than what you are. So all the very best, and thank you all for coming. Please enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pillai. So, ladies and gentlemen, it all brings to mind a quote. It brings to my mind a quote by Albert Einstein that I read in a previous issue of Better Photography. A photograph never grows old. You and I change, people change all through the months and years, but a photograph always remains the same. How nice to look at a photograph of a mother or a father taken many years ago. You see them as you remember them, but as people live on, they change completely. That is why I think a photograph can be kind. This is the reason why the job of a wedding photographer is so vitally important. There is a responsibility that a wedding photographer needs to shoulder that is unlike many other genres of photography. Do you agree with me on that? Yes. It is now time to recognize some of the very finest talent that Sony Better Photography Wedding Photographer of the Year 2018-2019 Awards has discovered this year from across the country. The first award that we will be announcing tonight is for the Bride and Groom Portraiture category. To make a mention of the prizes that our category winners will each be taking home tonight, they will be receiving a B-free advanced lever alpha tripod, a low pro DSLR video fastpack, and a Joby Gorilla pod courtesy of Vitek Imaging. They will also take back a 2 TB Porsche design mobile drive courtesy of Lassie, and gift vouchers from PhotoQuip and a coffee table book by HP. The wedding portrait is among the most important photographs within an album and possibly the images to be preserved, handed down and cherished for generations. It is also a kind of a revelation of the anticipation, of the intimacy, playfulness and the myriad emotions experienced by the bride and the groom. Here are the 10 nominees of the category Bride and Groom Portraiture. Ladies and gentlemen, I think those portraits deserve a huge round of applause. Come on, everyone. May we now welcome Mr. Mukesh Srivastav, Product Marketing Head, Digital Imaging Business, Sony India, and Mr. Girish Mistry, Founder and Dean of Shari Academy, along with Mr. Swapan Mukherjee, a professor at Shari Academy for many years, to present the award for the Bride and Groom Portraiture category. So if the influence of a teacher reaches over the decades, there is something to be said about Girish Mistry, Swapan Mukherjee and all the other teachers at Shari Academy. So far, over the various editions of Wedding Photographer of the Year, Shari Academy has had the largest number of category and title winners yet. In fact, 4 title winners and an equal number of category winners across 8 editions. Let's give Shari Academy a huge round of applause for that. Girish Mistry and Swapan Mukherjee were both judges in the first round of awards. And before we move forward, I request our presenters to kindly speak a few words. Can we have a mic?
I can. Bride and Groom Portraiture. Runner-up is Nitin Dangwal.
He's not present here. Can we still have a huge round of applause for the gentleman, please? And sirs, before we announce the winner, I request you to kindly speak a few words.
Since morning, I think I've seen a lot of nice pictures here, a lot of nice speakers, Joseph and Prakash sir, a lot of nice comments from you. So I'm very excited, to be here today for this event. Wonderful work, some of the, I think, mind-blowing work today, what I saw. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Yep.
Well, the fact that a lot of you have come to this stage, you got selected in the last 10 and the last 3, I think that's a lot of hard work. I'm seeing a lot of beautiful work that's happening, which is out of the box, which we haven't seen for a very long time. And I'm extremely glad that people from the Mofussil areas are coming into this with such lovely stories and photography. Congratulations to all of you, win or not, but the fact that you got up to here, congratulations, fantastic hard work, I love it.
Hi. Just a few days ago, I had the pleasure of going through all the entries of the contest, and I found that both parties, the photographer and the subject, that's the bride and groom and their families and friends, they all did a lot of hard work to create these images. And that made me wonder whether a session with a Purohit is more important or a session with photographers. And being a photographer, I would say it is the latter. And I do congratulate all the winners, also runners-up, and all those who took part in the contest. Well done.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner for the bride and groom portraiture category is
Divya Mehrotra.
So Divyam Ramji Mehrotra began photography by imitating his father. From then to winning a Fearless Award, he has come a long, long way. Founder of Photopedia, an initiative to bring professional photographers together and wedding grooms, an award-winning wedding photography collective, Divyam cannot imagine his life without wedding photography. Congratulations, Divyam. Can we have a huge round of applause for our winner, please? Congratulations. And thank you, presenters, for presenting the awards. Can we have a huge round of applause for our presenters as well? So moving forward, family and friends are so much more than just mere observers at a wedding. They infuse exuberance and life into the celebrations, especially at Indian weddings. The over-enthusiastic auntie or uncle, the apprehensive siblings, the joyous grandparents, family and friends who are closest to you and whom you may have not met for years and years. Sometimes people who have never even seen before. They are all a part of our big grand celebration. They are the ones who make a wedding. And without them, the occasion would definitely feel incomplete. Here are the nominees for the category Family and Friends. Let's give all the nominees a huge round of applause. Thank you. And may we now have Mr. Appadurai A, Country Business Manager, HP India Sales, Indigo Digital Press India, along with Mr. Fawzan Hussain and Mr. Atul Lokhe on stage to present the award for the Friends and Family category. So ladies and gentlemen, as I had mentioned earlier, Mr. Hussain was a judge during the portfolio selection for the awards. Mr. Lokhe has been a senior photojournalist in Mumbai for the last 40 years. He began making photographs at the age of 15, and since then his work has been published in major international and national publications like New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Time and more. Mr. Hussain, Mr. Lokhe and Mr. Appadurai, I request you all to kindly speak a few words.
It's an absolute privilege and a pleasure to be here in a room full of artists. And I want to congratulate Better Photography for doing this amazing event. And actually in the afternoon, the symposium, for me, it just blew my top away. You had some of the best people in the industry who were they were actually brutally honest, if I can say so. And I think that if people are able to take the critiques well, and they would definitely improve. Better Photography, thanks for doing a great job to the industry.
So I request you to say a few words, please.
I always have to earn my dinner here, Okay, of course the entries were good, but one thing I really wanted to share with people over here, if there are photographers who have come here for the awards, like I generally look at the photo series very carefully, not that I don't see other pictures, but my real interest lies in the photo series. And this time what I noticed, which was not good, was like out of 12 pictures, 11 pictures would be shot on a wide angle lens, Like imagine seeing a movie shot entirely on wide angle. So when I see 12 pictures from one contestant and all of them on a wide angle, so it kind of puts me off, So if there are photographers sitting here, try and control your, basically the kit lens, which is the real culprit here. People tend to invariably end up shooting everything on wide. So maybe, small advice, control your wide angles.
Thank you for the very honest input, sir. Let's give sir a huge round of applause.
I think the extension to that is, I think people are, I think in our time, we were told that use a zoom lens of your leg, rather just move in and out, so you get a feel of people who are looking at your pictures, like, you're there, you're part of that. So when you go in and out, you can actually feel that. So I think that should be this thing, rather than just like taking one lens and just taking pictures. You need to move in and out so you get, because it's a journey, you're sharing somebody's journey. So whoever is seeing that, you need to understand that you are going to be someone who's going to show the journey of someone. So maybe that could be the answer, and hopefully the youngsters can do it. And amazing pictures, like I wish, like, right now also I could shoot some of the pictures like that. So beautiful effort, amazing thing, and hope to see some more coming years.
Atul, I just want you to clarify, what do you mean by go in the wedding?
In the sense, like, walk in and out, like with the lens, just don't stand at one place and take pictures. Like, it's like how we documentary photographers do it. Like, just move into the situation and come out of the situation.
You should clarify.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm speechless right now after listening to that. So
I'm not a words person, so I prefer to be behind the camera.
Okay, so can we now have the name of the runner-up?
I guess the brutally honest comments still continue in the evening. Thanks for that. In the category of family and friends, the runner-up goes to Hashin Jammu.
Congratulations, Hashin. Come on, people, let's be louder for Hashin. Congratulations. And now, for the winner of the family and friends category.
Okay, the winner is Rishika Brahma.
Two girls winning the awards. Congratulations. So tell you a little about her. She, as a little girl, often spent hours looking at the fights on a street.
So glad to see both the women taking awards.
Yes, both the women taking the awards home. So she has been looking at the fights on the streets, the people dancing carelessly at the barats. Years later, it has become her profession to capture them. She finds it very difficult to discriminate amongst the types of photography, but of course has a soft corner for wedding photography. She loves to become a part of people's celebrations and believes that her profession has given her the opportunity to pursue her creativity. Congratulations, Rishika. So moving forward, intimate moments, fleeting anticipation, apprehension, or the great sorrow of parting. The emotions category aims to recognize how instances such as these make for wonderful reminiscence for one's special day. Here are the nominees for the emotions category. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to be louder for those portraits. And personally, when I was having a look at this specific category, especially the last picture that was clicked in Kolkata, it was so amazing. The minute I saw that picture, I personally felt emotional. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's give them one more huge round of applause. I think that was a spectacular set of nominees. Congratulations to all the nominees. And now to present the award, I'd like to call upon Mukul Kashyap, Regional Sales Director, Indian Subcontinent and Middle East, White Imaging Solutions, along with Hari Mahidar and Guru Dutt to present the next award. So Mr. Hari Mahidar, or Hari Bhai as we fondly call him, and Mr. Guru Dutt, both are among India's finest industrial and corporate photographers. Well, the big reason why we wanted them to present the award in this category is rather a special one. The Better Photography team and the magazine is quite emotionally bound to them as friends and mentors. Hari Bhai is also a very accomplished fine art and cultural photographer. His latest book is a 400-page visual odyssey called Forever Narmada, a project that he still feels hasn't been completed yet. He is also an official mentor for Sony in India. Mr. Guru Dutt has done corporate, industrial and photography, aerial photography and filmmaking with the biggest companies in our country and enabled corporate portraits for India's most famous industrialists. He has been a very strong source of encouragement, especially for the Wedding Photographer of the Year awards, because he believes in the sanctity and importance of wedding photography. Gentlemen, before we present the awards, I request you all to kindly speak a few words.
Now, the runner-up for Sanoj Kumar. Sanoj Kumar.
Okay, so let's have a huge round of applause for Sanoj Kumar. He is one of the leading wedding photographers in Kerala with an experience over 19 years. Specialized in candid wedding photography, Sanoj was the first one to win the Fearless Photographer Award in Kerala. Let's give him a huge round of applause. And before we announce the winner, gentlemen, I request you to kindly speak a few words.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great privilege for us as a White Imaging, represent different brands to be associated in this event. I think this is the last 5 years we have been participating. It's a great honor for us, and looking at these different, so beautiful images, I feel, and all, I was sitting there, and as a White, I think we have more responsibility for the wedding photographers, and White is committed to deliver. We have been partnership with Sony for for the last 2 years. We developed few of the products which is made for the alpha cameras. So all the winners which you have got the awards or getting the awards are specially meant for the alpha cameras. So thank you, Sony. Thank you, Better Photography, giving us a great platform for us to be to fulfill our responsibility to the wedding photographers. Thank you so much.
I must say this time, the entries are really fabulous. Emotions are really coming out. The standard is much, much better over the last entries we've seen last year. And I must thank you and congratulate Better Photography for this. Because of this magazine, the name itself, the standard of the photographers have risen, and please continue this kind of activities to encourage them. Now, yes.
Yeah, this particular pictures which we have been judging, it's amazing, the quality, and especially as, you know, it's coming from a lot of rural areas. It's really amazing. And like Bowman said some time back, a few years back, wedding photographers didn't have that kind of respect, you know. And thanks to Madhavan and Better Photography for giving so much of respect to the wedding photographers today. I think it's amazing. The kind of entries which we've seen now is really mind-boggling.
Thank you, gentlemen.
And thanks to Better Photography and their team and Madhavan for, yeah, the winner of the emotions is Abhimanyu Sharma.
Congratulations, Abhimanyu. So Abhimanyu's style of photography is not having a style. He strives to make photographs that will move the families of the bride and groom, even if they mean nothing to the world. Don't let his sense of humor fool you. He will do whatever it takes for the pursuit of excellence in his work. He is the co-founder of Go Bananas Photography. Congratulations, Abhimanyu. And thank you, presenters, for presenting the award. Let's have a huge round of applause for our presenters as well. Thank you. So there's a lot more at a wedding what meets the eye. Behind all the big smiles, you'll find a nervous bride, a tired groom, a very, very bored hotel staff, and just an odd situation. And let me tell you, moments such as these add a certain candor, realism, and humor to what is otherwise presented to be a flawless occasion, but is just as much a part of any wedding. Here are the nominees of the behind the scenes or the offbeat category. Have a huge round of applause for those beautiful and funny pictures. And may we have Riaz Ganji and Reshma Ganji, designers from Libas Designs, along with Indranil Mukherjee on stage to present the award for the behind the scenes or offbeat category. So Mr. Mukherjee is a photographer with the news agency AFP and has been heading their photo department in Mumbai since 2005. In every sense, Mr. Indranil's work exemplifies the very meaning of the term behind the scene. Presenters, I request you to kindly speak a few words before we announce the winners.
Well, actually, we are overdressed for the occasion. We are going for a wedding from here.
Oh, perfect.
Sorry about it. And yes,
so please, would you speak a few words before presenting?
This is the 7th year, I think, 6th or 7th year that we are part of the wedding photography. And in fact, we are wedding wear designers. So it goes with our work. And I always tell my clients, you know, that photograph में आपके कपड़े अच्छे लगेंगे अगर आप मेरी बात सुनोगे तो. So in fact, I coordinate a lot with my clients. And Reshma will say something.
Well, wedding photography and our clothes, I think, like you said, go together. And these guys have been, Better Photography has been putting out such amazing photographers, the guys who are, I mean, I love their work. I've enjoyed every time I've come and I've had a look at all the work that's being done, and I'm sure they're inspiring a lot of people to have superb albums for their weddings and stuff. So it's a great job putting everything together. We're always happy to be part of this event.
I wish during my wedding we had these photographers. I don't show my album to anyone. Well, behind the scenes or offbeat runner-up, Sanoj Kumar.
Sanoj Kumar taking the second award home this evening. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's be louder for him. Congratulations, Sanoj. Yes.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Thanks for having us here. I have one complaint with Madhavan. Why did you start this award when the year I got married? As a photographer now, when I look back at my pictures, I feel there's a lot of things, you know, photographers are choosy, so I feel a lot of things missing. Anyway, jokes apart, I'm taking a cue from Mr. Irani. I have to say this, that it's very heartening. I'm very happy to see that we have, when during the judging process, we don't get to know whose picture or who is it or, you know, who's the photographer. But when I came today, I came a bit early because to avoid the traffic jam, I was here by 6, so I could at least view everything. And I saw that there were so many female colleagues who were participating, and it's very heartening, believe me. Like, you know, as he said, Mr. Irani, that it was a rich man's job, rich man's hobby. But now it's really heartening to see. So ladies, take a bow. It really feels to get the fight from you. And also I'm happy to the team to have invited me to give this award particularly, because me being a photojournalist, we always look for the behind the scenes moment. Like when we go for an assignment, we always look for something different. And the competition and the work and the body of work is really amazing. It's getting better each year after year. And hats off to Better Photography and the sponsors, of course. Please, photographers, use this platform. Use this platform. Once upon a time, photography was, hey bhai, idara, as he said, and now it's like cherished. We are appreciated. Me as a photojournalist, when I see colleagues, fellow colleagues, maybe I'm from a different profession, like, you know, different field, but it's a mutual respect. Like what you guys do, sometimes we feel that, yeah, we could do, but okay, we do it in a different way. But really, hats off to everybody and take a bow.
And also, sir, not just women participating, but also winning the awards, rightly said.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. See, the thing is that the mere fact, like, when I go for an event, or all the photographers go for an event, we miss pictures. Yes. If you don't miss pictures, you won't get a better picture. The zeal to get a better picture after you have missed it is something, as you said, like again, to quote the quote that you used. If I don't miss a picture today, I won't shoot a better picture tomorrow. And that's what I think should give you on. Like it's an ongoing process. Our job is to make things better. Sometimes me as a news photographer, we have to have the harsh side. We have to shoot tragedies, and which is, you know, sad, but that's our job. But for you, it's even you have emotional moments of, you know, the groom, you know, watching where the bride is crying. So you have to use the best. So anyway, carry on. Nice things. So I think we have the
Thank you so
winners.
much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the behind the scenes or off offbeat category is?
The winner is
Prashila Lukar.
Prashila Lukar. Again, a very
Another
nice
lady
lecture.
coming to receive the award. So Prashila loves capturing moments that may seem inane to others, but the bride and groom will cherish it forever. Whether it is the bride taking a shower, a groom sneaking a smoke, or the best man loading beer in his car, she aims for simplicity, impact and meaning. She is a co-founder of Going Bananas Photography. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Prashila. Congratulations. And thank you, presenters, for presenting the award. Thank you. So moving forward with the big epic gestures and raw beautiful emotions, it is quite easy to overlook details like a wedding thali, or the lawns that have been set up, or the beautiful decor. These are the elements of a wedding that lend the occasion its own personal charm. Here are the nominees for the finer wedding details or still life category. To present the award for the finer details or still a life category, may we please have on stage Akash Goel, Sales Head South Asia for LASI, and Jayesh Mehta, President All India Photographic Trade and Industry Association, Prashant Godbole, and also Mr. Nrupen Madhwani. Mr. Godbole is probably best known for the beautiful, minimalistic, black and white street photography, but he dons many hats. He enjoys making illustrations, and he is also the co-founder and creative head of an advertising agency called Ideas at Work, which has been responsible for some extremely memorable campaigns by some of the biggest brands of our country. An accomplished commercial photographer, Nrupen Madhwani is known for shooting still life, automobiles, fashion and more. He believes that photography keeps the mind young and is an imperative tool for visual growth. Besides photography, he also made corporate films, documentaries and short films. He's also a visiting faculty in various colleges across the country and has mentored a large number of students and young photographers over the years. Gentlemen, I request you all to kindly speak a few words before we announce the winners.
Good evening, everyone. So this is our second year being associated with wedding photography, and it's a privilege to be associated with them. I think the Wedding Photography Awards is a great initiative, and as Mr. Pillai said, it's very encouraging to see entries coming from very small cities we've not even heard of. So it's a real privilege to be here.
Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to be here on behalf of All India Photographic Trade and Industry Association. And I congratulate Better Photography first to continue this event and bringing out from the remotest place of India photographers to this industry. And this will be very encouraging. And I wish them this will be further larger in the next year when you come out with a larger hall, more presence, and more photographers to join this industry. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Just wanted to say that every time I judge for better photography, it's an opportunity for me to be in touch with what's happening. And once again, I wasn't disappointed. In fact, you know, I saw two distinct categories besides the emotions and the stories. I could broadly divide the images into two categories. One was design-oriented, and one was emotion-oriented. Some of them were staged, okay? I know that. What I loved was the fact that I had to actually work at trying to figure out which was staged. So that's a thumbs up. Well, once again, an opportunity to be here is always great, and good to see all of you here.
Thank you, sir.
So the runner-up goes to Rahul Shah.
Okay, so Rahul Shah is not present here amongst us, but can we still give him a huge round of applause? And now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the finer wedding details or still life category.
Finer wedding details or still life winner is Harshin Jamu.
So the picture that had the maximum applause even when we were presenting the nominees. Harshin's indomitable passion for making photographs began right from childhood. Photography for her has been an instrument to channelize emotions and express them through visuals. In 2015, after graduating from business school, she started her own wedding photography venture, Ombre. Let's give Harshin a huge round of applause. And thank you, presenters, for presenting the awards. Let's give a huge round of applause for them as well. So moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, the photo series on a single wedding category recognizes that while weddings are about capturing the most important or odd moments, it is also about weaving together them and all those moments into one beautiful single story. Hence, here are the nominees for the photo series on a single wedding category. Let's have one round of applause for all the nominees. Come on. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call upon Milind Ketkar, Sherwin Crasto to present the next award. With over 20 years of experience in the photographic world, Mr. Milind Ketkar is amongst the leading wedding photographers in our country. His photographs are a play with lights and colors. But what makes them special is that he presents those moments in their realist versions. Apart from undertaking a variety of photography assignments, he's also dipped his hands in interior, food and product photography. He has also shot book covers, notably for the best-selling novel Maximum City by Suketu Mehta. Mr. Sherwin Crasto has been a top-ranked photojournalist for over 3 decades. He has worked with the Associated Press, Reuters, The Independent, the Indian Post, DNA, and was the brain behind Solaris Images. He now runs Avner Images, where he engages in project-based shoots for the media. The Better Photography team and magazine invites them to award the winners of the photo series category. And before we announce the winners, gentlemen, I request you to kindly speak a few words.
A little difficult because I think almost everyone's said everything around here. Indranil spoke a lot, I think, and he said almost everything that I wanted to say. But yes, when I got into this field, I was always wondering why there were no women in the field. And here, things have changed. There's so many women now winning awards. I'm very happy about that. That's good.
Thank you, sir.
It's a good experience to judge. I have been seeing all the images, lot of variety, amazing images, amazing work. And I wish to congratulate all the participants and Better Photography also. I feel that all the newcomers should see this and learn from this. And that's it.
Thank you, sir. And now, please, the name of the runner-up.
Photo series on a single wedding runner-up, Abhimanyu Sharma.
Second award for Mr. Sharma tonight. Let's give him a huge round of applause. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for a runner-up in the photo series on a single wedding category.
I know I'm speaking out of turn, but
no, that's okay. Perfectly
listen, this
fine.
is the only time I'm going to get a chance to thank my mom, dad, my brother, and Prashila, my partner. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. I really, really appreciate this.
Thank you, Abhimanyu. Congratulations. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will be announcing the name of the winner of the photo series on a single wedding category. And the winner is...
The winner for the photo series on a single wedding, Pon Prabhakaran.
So Pon Prabhakaran started his career as a part-timer in a studio during his college days. He was immediately drawn to the art of photography while editing photos taken in the studio. As the days went by, his interest in photography grew. Since then, photography has been a learning process for him and a means of making meaningful bonds. Let's give Prabhakaran a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations and a thank you, presenters. Let's have a huge round of applause for our presenters as well. So this year, Better Photography included a new category to the awards called the Joy of Light. An integral element of wedding photography, light is used or manipulated to bring the photographer's vision to life. Whether it is the use of flash or a strobe or any continuous light source, the creative possibilities are truly endless. Due to the nature of this category, PhotoQuip is a very special partner, and they will be giving the winners of this award an Elinchrom Ranger Quadra Living Light set worth over 70,000 rupees. And to present the awards, I would like to call on stage Dhaval Sony, Managing Director, PhotoQuip, and Mr. Madhur Shroff, two of our very special guests tonight, Love and Kush Sinha. So Mr. Madhur Shroff is an accomplished commercial photographer. He has worked on various national and international advertising campaigns for brands such as Dentsu, Fortune, O&M and more. His photographs showcase a burst of creativity. He also enjoys making portraits and relishes in capturing moments. Love and Kush Sinha, sons of Shatrughan Sinha. The expert, actor and politician have already made their mark in the industry. Mr. Love has already gained praises even with just a few appearances and will now be starring in Paltan alongside Mr. Arjun Rampal, Jackie Shroff and Isha Gupta. Mr. Kush has been indulged in creating short films with powerful social messages. Gentlemen, would you like to kindly speak a few words?
Hello everybody, and thank you Better Photography for consistently conducting this competition year after year, and the results keep getting better and better. The amazing fact whilst judging these images was that one got to see a wonderful amalgamation of art and craft, and having done a bit of wedding photography towards this very beginning of my career, which was just an incidental way, by the way. And what I realized was that photographers today are getting more and more sharper in terms of even the awareness of the opportunity that exists around them to make pictures. And that quality came out remarkably well in the images. So, I mean, even though the pictures, some of them were available light, or some of them were using manipulated light or arranged lighting, the output was wonderful. I mean, whilst judging the pictures, it was, for me personally, it was very much of a experience. My own battery is getting recharged, wanting to continue this profession with a lot more zeal in time to come. So a big round of applause to everybody who's participated in this, and I think more than words, these claps speak wonderfully well about the pictures that are presented here. Thank you.
Sir? So please.
So I'm very happy to be here, first of all, because it's the Better Photography Wedding Photographer of the Year award, and I'm not married, so I just did all my research in one shot. I'm done. I go home, I talk to my parents, and it's all locked. So I'm very happy to be here because of that. Other than that also, Burman sir knows this about me. I mean, my brother himself is a photographer. I myself am a photographer, and it's just great to see all the inspiring work that's been, shown on screen. So again, all of you, whoever, has submitted their entries and whoever has contributed to this, it's amazing. I'm just happy to be here. Like Sir said, we're all just getting, charged up, recharged, and, we all want to do better, and I think that's what counts.
Well, thank you, Better Photography, for giving this kind of a fantastic platform to show the creativity of the photographers, wedding photographers, and giving them a chance, and it's one of the best platforms they've given. Thank you.
Thank you. So?
So I think everybody's already said this. It's interesting to see Sony and wedding photography together, because Sony's been relentlessly innovating in this field, and I think we all know that. Better Photography, I have a long history with both Sony and Better Photography. The first digital camera I bought was a Sony CyberShot. Now obviously I'm using more advanced products. Better Photography I was exposed to a long time back because I've been a student of photography. I had a teacher from the Indian Express who taught me how to print, and it started with analog photography. At that point, just called photography. Now we have to differentiate. And I went into digital photography. And I obviously at that point, and still do at times, read Better Photography to understand where the market is going, where we seem to be heading in what direction. It's great to be here with all of you talented people, because good work inspires others to go out there and create more and do better work. The quality of work on screen is outstanding. So thank you everyone for contributing to this event and for being here. And I would say thank you to Sony and Better Photography also for bringing together this community. I'm not going to call it an industry because that implies commerce-based transactions. I would say this is a community of photographers and creators. So thank you all for having us here, and thank you for being here.
Thank you. So before we announce the winners, can we have a look at the nominees for the Joy of Light category? Let's have the nominees for the Joy of Light category, please. huge round of applause for all the nominees. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the runner-up is?
And the runner-up is Sandeep Hola.
So Sandeep Hola has been in wedding photography for 5 years. He specializes in bride and groom portraiture and candid photography. He has 10 international photography awards under his belt, including 7 Edison Awards, 2 WED Awards, and an honorable mention in the WPC Awards. Let's give him a huge round of applause. Congratulations. And now can we have the name of the winner, please?
So go ahead. Up. Okay. So the Joy of Light by PhotoQuip winner is Mr. Gautam Agarwal.
So Gautam Agarwal has been practicing photography for almost 7 years now. He specializes in fashion and wedding photography and relies on a photojournalistic style. Besides this, he is a gold medalist in gymnastics at the state level and a gold medalist roller skater at the district level. Let's give him a huge round of applause, everyone. Congratulations, and thank you, presenters, for presenting the awards. Let's have a huge round of applause for our presenters as well. Thank you. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached to the final award of the evening. The winners from our first 6 categories were flown down to Mumbai and Goa for something that we call the face-off. A very unique live shooting scenario where they need to pit their skills against each other. We are the only wedding photography awards on this side of the world that does this. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give this award ceremony a huge round of applause for this very special category. For the final face-off, contestants had to photograph a couple against the various beautiful backdrops on board the Angria luxury cruise liner between Mumbai and Goa. Their job was to make fantastic images of a bride and groom couple, in this case models Hiten Meghrajani and Archita Roy, bedecked in a pre-wedding couple shoot. The portraits could be conventional or offbeat, or just about any kind of photography that would look absolutely great in a wedding album. How they interpreted the theme was entirely up to them, and they were given complete freedom in creating their frames. Angria Seabird, the cruise ship on which they were shooting, offered our final contestants the opportunity of shooting almost anywhere on the ship. In addition to the photographic equipment that the contestants carried along with them, our partners, Sony, PhotoQuip, Vitech Imaging and Lassie additionally offered a large range of gear that they could use during the shoot if they so wished to. This included Sony full-frame alpha cameras, specifically the Sony Alpha 7R Mark III and the Alpha 9, along with a whole range of very fine Sony Zeiss Grandmaster lenses and Zeiss lenses, and a Sony radio control enabled flash guns. Vitech Imaging, under which Manfrotto is a brand, offered a variety of Manfrotto tripods. PhotoQuip, which represents the Swiss lighting company, Elinchrome in India, provided a set of Elinchrome Quadras portable lighting gear, which included both power heads and high sync heads, along with light modifiers and technical support. Lassie provided the backup hard drives, among which was a rather unique drive called the Lassie DJI Copilot, which did not need a desktop or laptop to copy files directly from memory cards. So ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at what went on behind the scenes. so amazing to even watch. Did you guys have fun? I can't imagine the fun that these guys had. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a huge round of applause. I envy you for the experience that you guys had, believe me. So after this face-off, contestants were given a day to select, edit, and submit 20 photographs, each for the final judging round. The face-off images were judged along with the portfolio submissions and the initial submitted entries to finally decide the winners. The first round of judging was done by two of India's most extraordinary wedding photographers, whom I'm sure all of you already know, Mr. Prakash Tilokani and Mr. Joseph Radick. So Mr. Prakash Tilokani is India's most celebrated wedding photographer who began his career 4 decades ago as a teenager. He is the Chief Managing Director of Memories, a photography studio, and has worked with the biggest industrialist families of our country. He has been both a friend and a mentor to Better Photography with the Wedding Photographer of the Year Awards since the very first edition of the awards. In fact, he has taken it upon himself to personally advise and mentor some of the category and title winners after they won the awards on this platform. Let's give him a huge round of applause. As a judge, his eye seeks out the tiniest details. He made a point that during the judging session that resonated with us, he also makes this quote that you may use your knowledge and skill and all the tricks and gimmicks in the book, or you may tell a story in your style through your eyes. Despite all that, the real question you need to ask is, if the photograph you made is one in which the subject of the photo will go back to or discard it over time after viewing, will the subject love himself or herself, or will he love himself as you have seen him or her as? If the answer is yes, it's a good wedding photograph. That's what he said, ladies and gentlemen. Please, let's give him a huge round of applause. And we have with us none other than Mr. Joseph Radick, who is India's singularly most famous celebrity wedding photographer. Millions of cricket lovers and film star fans know him as the man behind the camera at the Virat and Anushka Sharma wedding or the Priyanka Chopra Nick Jonas wedding that recently happened. In a little over a decade, Mr. Radick's vision has seen him steer the company he co-founded, aptly named as Stories, as one of India's finest wedding photography firms and recognized not just in India, across the world. With a need to spread awareness, education about his aesthetics, technique and practices among Indian photographers, Mr. Radick also co-founded PEP, that's PEP Asia, that holds an annual 3-day event called the PEP Photo Summit, filled with workshops, talks or practical sessions by some of the most famous names from India and across the world. The next PEP Photo Summit will take place in Hyderabad from May 3rd to May 5th, and the registrations are currently open. So ladies and gentlemen, let's please give a huge round of applause for both our judges. Mr. Radick is also the only Sony Global Ambassador from India. And after the final judging round, they have spent over 5 years looking at 5 hours looking at every... I'm sure it must have taken 5 years also because it was
feel like that.
Didn't feel like that? It felt like 5 years though, right? So they spent over 5 hours looking at every single image entered into the awards by our 6 category winners, including their submissions from the final face-off before coming to a decision on the final title winner of Sony Better Photography Wedding Photographer of the Year 2018 and 2019. All of this happened last evening, and well, the fact is that we don't even know who the title winner is. Yes. So ladies and gentlemen, I request you all to kindly speak a few words before we announce the winners of this category. How was the entire experience and the journey?
Firstly, challenging, extreme pressure.
Took 5 years?
Most and if not all of the people seated at that table of nominees are very good friends. Right? So extreme pressure firstly, and an extreme honor and privilege to be even doing this, to be considered for this. So thank you Madhavan and the entire team of Better Photography and Sony India. I have written a few small notes from my time yesterday, which I'm just going to quickly go through. So it's a very cliched thing to say, but you know, today is not about the winner, right? As wedding photographers, I think today is about responsibility and consistency and commitment, okay? And there were 3 categories that all the judging and the scoring was done across. One is the face-off on the cruise, the other is the photo essay from a single wedding, and the portfolio itself. Now the winner of today is somebody who scored across all 3 categories. Some of you were brilliant in one, but not so much in the others. But that is the hallmark of a good wedding photographer, one who consistently performs, because every wedding is as important as the next one. It's not that this bride is more special than the other one. It's the biggest day of somebody's life, right? And for the longest time now, so a short story, the first ever Better Photography Wedding Photographer of the Year Awards, I was a participant in it. That was 9 years ago, and I was strongly against the face-off round. But it's only after being on this side that I see the merit in it. It is absolutely necessary for a wedding photographer to go through the stress, the pressure and the tension to perform on a single day. Because end of the day, that's our job. We are expected to perform on any day, irrespective of how we feel that day, what the conditions are, how the light is, what the weather is, how the client is. At the end of the day, it's somebody's big day and you have to perform. So I'm a huge fan of it now. And as I said, the winner of today is somebody who scored across all 3. Prakashji, over to you. Oh, okay. So now I'm supposed to announce.
So ladies and gentlemen, the final moment to present the award to our runner-up and also the grand title. So let's begin with the runner-up.
So we begin with the runner-up today. Any guesses?
Come on, you have to guess for this specific category. Guesses? Nobody wants to guess for the runner-up. They want to guess for the winner.
I should not mess up the name. The Better Photography Sony Wedding Photographer of the Year runner-up of 2019 is Abhimanyu Sharma.
I'm just going to take this chance again. I didn't realize I might get on stage again, but I wish I'd prepared a couple of words. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to my parents for believing in me, for quitting my job 6 years ago, and just, you know, being that safety net for me and saying, just go ahead and do it. I remember those conversations with my father and my mother and my brother. So thank you so much for that. I don't think I could have found a better partner than Prashila to help me through this journey. So thank you for being here. Yeah. And all of my friends, I've always considered the photographers, my peers, as my friends because we help learn from each other. That's super important. And I hope this is just one more step, you know, going forward. Thank you so much, Prakashji. I remember hearing you 4.5 to 5 years ago. That thing has stuck with me. Thank you, Joe, for every bit, all the tips and tricks through the way. Thank you so much for the judges and for everybody, Better Photography, for organizing this. Sorry it's not prepared, but it's coming from the heart. Thank you so much. Thank
and
you.
we absolutely loved it, Abhimanyu. Congratulations. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we announce the winner, I request Mr. Hiroyuki Tokuna-san, our head of digital imaging business, Sony India, Mr. Krishna Madhavan Pillai, Chief Editor of Better Photography, and Mr. Amit Seth, Publisher, Better Photography, Overdrive, and Better Interiors, to kindly join the gentleman on stage. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Baman Irani also to join the gentleman to present the grand title winner. Let's please welcome all our presenters with a huge round of applause. So ladies and gentlemen, the time has finally arrived where we will reveal the name of the Sony Better Photography Wedding Photographer of the year 2018-2019. The winner will be receiving Sony A7R Mark III along with a lens kit, a Manfrotto B3 GT Carbon Alpha tripod, Manfrotto Pro backpack, Low Pro DSLR video fastpack, and Joey Gorilla Pod courtesy of Vitek Imaging, and Elinchrom D-Lite FX2 kit with 2 digital flash heads courtesy of PhotoQuip, a DJI Fly Drive courtesy of Lassie, and a customizable coffee table book from HP. So gentlemen, can we announce the name of the winner?
And the wedding photographer of the year is Divyam Mehrotra.
Congratulations, Divyam! Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's be louder for the winner of the Better Photography Wedding Photographer of the Year 2018-2019.
Let me take a minute. So I have two things to say. First, my dad never wanted me to become a wedding photographer, first of all. But Dad, this is for you. Wherever you are, this is for you. Today you'll be proud of me. Second, to everyone over here, if you have ever seen a dream, this is what it looks like. I'm getting my award from the person due to whom I entered into this field, Joseph Radek. And I've been into finals with the inspiration from last 3 years, Abhimanyu, Prashila, Harsheen, Pawn. So I guess this is what dreams look like. Please do see dreams and follow them. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations, Divyam. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's all put our hands together for the winner of the betting. Ladies and gentlemen, we have on stage Divyam, the winner of the Better Photography Wedding Photographer of the Year 2018-2019, and we have some amazing gift prizes for you as well. Congratulations, of course, Raman sir and Divyam can go home with the prizes, but before that, I also request all our winners to kindly take the stage for a quick photo op with our presenters, with our dignitaries of the evening. I request all the winners to kindly take the stage.
Divyam,
they are all going home from there.
Yeah, Divyam, you have to come back on the stage, Divyam. There are so many gifts. They have more gifts for you. So come.
I request all the winners.
Leave these two gifts for Mr. Bowman and Baki. Aa jao, Baki lene ke liye.
Baman sir, please join us back on stage. Where are our winners? All the winners, can we have you on stage for a quick photo op? The winners in the 7 categories. Let's do this quick. And I request our runners-up also to kindly stay back. We will have a photo op with the runners-up as well. The winners in all categories. Abhimanyu, you're the winner, right? Come on, everyone. The winners, let's have one picture with the winners and the next picture with the runner-ups. And ladies and gentlemen, before we conclude, we would also like to thank our partners, Sony, associate partners, PhotoQuip, Adobe, and Lassie, print partner, HP, imaging partner, Vitek Imaging Solutions, styling partner, Libas by Riaz Ganji and Ganji Jewels, our face-off partners, Angria, and our live streaming partner, LiveView. We would also like to thank all our judges who have helped to make these awards successful. And ladies and gentlemen, the dinner and cocktails are And now open. Also, we will have a slideshow playing in the backdrop with all the winning images. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. This is Nisha Shetty signing off for the evening. Have a great night, everybody. I also request the runners-up to join us for one photo op. Like this Oscar selfie where we have everyone in one frame. Okay, there are some more prizes. Yeah. Okay, I request all the runners-up now to kindly take the stage, and can we also have all our presenters of the evening? I request all our presenters to kindly join us. Our presenters and our runner-up. Once again, quickly calling all the presenters and all the runners-up on stage for a quick photo op. Once again, calling for all the runner-ups. Can we have all the runner-ups in the different categories? We can have the winners as well for a quick picture. All the runner-up and the presenters kindly take the stage.